I think the stress of everything is getting to her. It may not seem like much, but your help has been If you're ready, I'd like to brief you on a highly classified matter. To be frank, you are among the few here that I believe I can share this information with. Though I suppose that's not saying much. I have not been entirely honest about my role here. Not to you, nor other members of the Vault, Hugo included. I am Lieutenant Colonel James T. Oberlin, United States Army. Actively, not formally. I remain in contact with him to this day. I suspect that's for good reason. There's much about how we operate that civilians aren't privy to. And like I said, for good reason.
It's refreshing.
Originally, I was to oversee a government-funded weather research project. One that was shut down and then ultimately scooped up by Mr. Stoltz. While I was never exactly an expert on the subject, Mr. Stoltz found my experience with the project important for the transition. That project led to the development of this very Vault's weather machine, and ultimately our current predicament. I have remained in contact with my associates in the Army ever since, reporting the good and the bad. Not quite. When I signed on with Mr. Stoltz, I made it clear where my allegiances lie. He did not seem concerned with this. Whether or not he realized that I would maintain those allegiances long after the world came crashing down, well, that's not my concern.
Don't leave much room for expression.
Not long ago, I dispatched a member of my team to pass along my findings to a drop site I've been using over the years. Unfortunately, he has failed to return, and I fear the worst. Daniel is a good man. It's important we bring him home, if still possible. There's also the matter of the report, and whether or not it had been passed along, or potentially fallen into the wrong hands. No, Daniel is part of the security crew hired by Mr. Stoltz, but he is still a member of my team. While I wasn't able to select my team personally, I have come to trust each and every one of them. It pains me not knowing Daniel's condition. Information on the weather machine, the storm, the Lost, and Mr. Stoltz's recent activities. If things continue to accelerate as they are, I may end up requesting additional support. It's imperative they be made aware of what's happening. Thank you. The drop is located at High Knob Tower along the western perimeter of the park. We haven't had trouble with that location so far, but there is a chance that the Lost have overrun it. Or potentially some other party, drawn in by the allure of the storm. Either way, you're going in blind. Be prepared for the worst.
What if we go back to the surface and nobody wants to know us because What if we go back to the surface and nobody wants to know us because of our, condition? You reckon that storm is gonna get worse or better?
hate my thoughts. I hate my thoughts. I hate my thoughts.
I hate my thoughts. I hate my thoughts.
Promise, I won't hurt you. Chief, Hynop's been compromised. A group of outsiders rolled in, heavily armed, started setting up camp. Only a matter of time until they find me up here. Pretty sure this is it for me. But, listen, Chief, I gotta come clean. I want to go to my grave with a clean conscience. This whole thing, the reports, the army, it's a sham, boss. Every single file has gone straight to Mr. Stoltz. We're his men first, Chief, not yours. Not really. There's no military contact. Just Hugo. Those of us in the know have been heading out here to play the part, make you think it's real. But this ain't a drop site. It's a smoke break spot. I'm sorry you gotta find out like this, Chief. You're one of the good ones. Don't trust anyone down there. We're all just his puppets. Oh, shit! I'm sorry.
You seem perturbed, my friend. Has your work with Chief Oberlin been that taxing?
Seeing someone do so much good around here, it's refreshing.
How crude. Come now, my friend. What is this all about? Ha! Is this about those silly reports of his? His supposed army contact? Allow me to explain. James T. Oberlin is a workhorse. Powerful, focused, efficient. But someone like him needs order. Blinders and a carrot, if you will. With too much freedom of thought, people like him are lost. James came to me as a part of a package. I bought a box of cereal, and he was the delightful toy at the bottom. Now he was a highly decorated, highly skilled prize, but still a part of a larger whole. The best thing for someone like him is a simple purpose. He plays this role because he needs to believe it's true. A smarter man would see through this facade immediately. But not Oberlin. Oh no. A crueler thing would be shattering the only thing that's kept the man sane for the past 2 decades. I do this for him, you know.
So it was her. But why?
It's refreshing to be around someone who understands the bigger picture. Good luck in your duties, my friend.
idea.
Be well.
Write it down. Where is my notepad? Oh, there is still a blank space on the wall. That'll do.
It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little. Supplies are starting to dwindle a little. Even with the stockpile from the supply runs. You know, before the...
What's up?
Maybe I can dig up some information on the rest of Appalachia. Could prove useful. You're back. And without Daniel. What was the situation? Damn it. Daniel was a good man. But I'm relieved to hear his death wasn't in vain. Thank you for completing his work. Thank you for seeing this through. I'm not sure how I'll break the news of Daniel's death to the crew. He was loved by all. I have no further assignments. I'm sure there's others that could use your assistance as well. Thank you again for your effort. Dismissed. It's good to have someone reliable to count on again. Maybe now we can start fixing things
Vault
around here.
63 has lasted this long. No reason to think it won't keep lasting.
It's a shame we don't have the workforce to spruce this place up a little.
It can't be. Surely the name is a coincidence. It's a pretty popular name.
Don't you be starting to change things up around here. We got a system that did worse, damn it!
Impeccable timing. I was just thinking of you. You've gone through great lengths to clear a path ahead for us.
Suits don't leave much.
The stage has been set for final preparations. We can get to that in a moment. Do you want to hear something fascinating? Did you know that lightning can reach temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun? Energy beyond that of a star, and yet we can survive being struck by it. The Lost. Myself. My Cassidy. We live with it inside us, dancing, colliding, beautifully and violently. Invisible forces taking form right here, inside, in a fervent embrace. Chaos contained. Not a miracle, no. It's nature. When I first heard my Cassie's voice, it was magnetic, ensnaring me from across the room. Every footstep perfectly placed, as if I'd done it 1,000 times before. It was a force. A path so clear, so natural, a gravitational pull. Two entities brought together, and a magnificent explosion as a result. Only possible with our meeting. The world shifted at our very presence from that point on. We did the impossible together. No. You misunderstand. When the feral mind began to take her, I feared losing her forever. That spark between us lost its charge. She slipped further and further away. I made a choice. To follow the only path that had provided us any hope. I reignited that spark. I brought her to the device. I pushed it to its limit. I allowed it to impart on us that power greater than the burning surface of the sun. By chance, we discovered that time spent near the weather control device had side effects. Positive ones. They seemed to quell the symptoms of feralization. It was the only path forward. The only research that bore fruit. An accident implies a lack of intent. No, it was a choice. The creation of the Lost was no mistake. Its failure to reach completion is, however, a half-step that left them deserted in a reality all their own. But we need to bring them back. All of them, not just my Cassie. We need to bridge the divide. That is what I'm trying to fix here. That is where I need your help. That is all I ask. We are so close to a solution now. I've provided Hilda and Audrey with all they need to complete our work. If you speak with them downstairs, they will be able to provide next steps. Thank you. They are already caught up and will provide you with the information you need. Now, is there anything else? I'd prefer if we could begin soon.
Been a long time since we had a good community gathering around here.
Yes. Hilda and I had been chasing a potential lead for some months now. We reached a blockade, though. One that was obliterated by your arrival. She and Audrey can provide the specifics, but in short, I believe I am the key. Or at least the results of my mutation are. As I remind you, I'm no scientist. But there is hope. I have seen it. The weather machine? Really? A machine? A tool? What could be left to discuss? It was acquired. A last-minute sales pitch. I never anticipated it would have the impact it did, both positively and negatively. I hardly care to discuss history and trivial details. What it was is irrelevant. What it is now, progress. A solution. It is the catalyst for their creation, and the creation of the storm as well. Though both appear to be living far beyond their conception. Our attempts to stop the spread of the feral mind led to a step in another direction. Now, we course correct. Good.
Reckon that storm's gonna get...
You say that now, but when we succeed, when we fix all of this, well, I imagine she'll come around. We couldn't have come this far without you. I hope you know that.
What do you think, Papa? Yeah, me neither. It can't be. Surely the name is a coincidence. It's a pretty popular name.
We felt the
after
whole
all.
vault shaking a while back. Security said it was nothing to worry.
He's a monster, James. How can I ever...
Believe me, I know, but we are so close now. Think of all the people we can help if we manage to find a solution. I will personally hold him accountable once things are settled, but we need to cooperate for now.
Can we get started already? The tissue samples aren't gonna remain stable forever.
Oh great, it's my father's latest hired gun. What are you doing here? Are you cruel or just plain dumb? Let's just get this over with. What do you want?
We're going to be overseeing a final experiment that could alter the future of this vault.
All of our work is coming to fruition. My research on understanding the lost, Audrey's on the weather machine. But the last piece is Uncle Hugo. Like, literally, we're examining a piece of him. Gross, I know. But once we have the right data, we can run the machine again to reverse the effects of the lost. We think.
The risk is high, but the reward is too great to ignore. And we may have a missing piece now, for an extra edge.
My father is the only one afflicted by the machine that has managed to retain his senses. At first, we speculated that it could be related to his sight impairment, but we are certain now there's more to it. He seems to have mutated differently from the other Lost.
The experiments I've been running all but confirmed it.
We think the reason is because he was the one to push the big button, so to speak. He made direct contact with the device. The electricity spread out from him, almost like a conduit.
Absurd as it sounds, we have solid evidence.
We've been comparing tissue samples from Uncle Hugo with ones from Papa and the others. The behavior from Uncle Hugo's sample is far more complex and responsive to stimuli. It's almost as if he's a completed specimen and the rest are just imitating him.
We've been repairing and adjusting the machine to potentially complete the Lost's transformation, using that monster upstairs as a template.
No. Which is why we run tests first. We aren't simply going to fire up the machine again and hope he's right. We need to be sure first.
That's where you come in. We need you to head surface side and run the experiment for us. We've set up a number of devices that can simulate the effects of,
It'll simulate what the impact of different device configurations will have on Lost cells. In other words, we can test what would happen if we followed my uncle's plan on a smaller scale.
We're going to be reading the results as they're relayed back here. We'll be in communication via radio tuners on the devices as well. If this proves worthless, my father's going to have to... Well, we'll deal with that when we know for sure. I'll mark the first device for you. We'll make contact once we see it up and running.
Anyone else kind of excited about this? Just me then?
Please,
Oh,
don't
welcome back.
to me right now.
How can I help?
I don't have time for a long chat.
Oh, hello.
Good. I'm busy anyway.
Margaret says the outsider has been earning their keep. Maybe they'll be good to have around after all.
Don't you be starting to change things up around here. We got the system and it works, damn it!
Getting hungry.
Running control test. This will show us how added storm energy under the machine's old configuration interacts with their cells.
Why waste our time on this?
We need a control. This is too important for cutting corners.
As suspected. They become further agitated, volatile. They're much less stable than Uncle Hugo's now.
Great. Now we know the thing that was bound to fail will fail. On to the next device. Over and out.
Our hypothesis is that the samples from the Lost will begin to behave closer to Uncle. Come on, science. You can do it!
God have mercy on us all if it can't.
Expected.
They barely changed, but they are reacting to the sample from Father, even from across the table. They're moving toward it.
Let me see Hugo's. Dear Lord. It's not just that. They're mirroring it, following it. Almost like puppets on strings.
How is this even possible? Did Uncle Hugo know this would happen?
That bastard. He isn't planning to fix them. He's planning to bring them under his control. Sleazy, Vault-Tec scum. I knew it! I'm bringing him into custody. Now!
Oberlin, wait! James! Damn it, he's gone. You're still there, right? There's one more device. Please head there. We have to be sure this isn't some kind of fluke.
They have come again!
I'm not allowed to.
I found one! Here I stand, but not
Starting final test now. Audrey, I don't like this. Mistake, right?
Let's check.
Results coming in now. Please, please be different. No, it's the same. They're all moving with him. How? Why?
God damn him.
Audrey, we've got a problem. The bastard is gone.
What?
And you, get back here ASAP. Over and out. The storm, falling nukes, and now blood eagles. Good, you're here. The situation has developed and we're short on time. Here's the sitrep. We've discovered that Hugo didn't leave alone. He's taken Cassidy with him. That can only mean one thing. He's going to activate the weather machine already. Bastard. This experiment was just to distract us. He already had all the pieces he needed. There's only one place. He's likely to reach the meteorology sector any minute now, up at the Hawksbill weather station. Audrey already left to try and stop him, but even with Cassidy, he's gotten too much of a head start.
Supplies are starting to dwindle a little. Even with the stockpile from the supply runs.
No, wait.
Before the
We need to discuss what you'll do when you get there. I'll be brief. I need him alive. Good. We need him breathing if we want to learn more about this affliction. It'd be years of research lost. You're deranged if you think anything like that matters now. Survival here in Shenandoah is all we have left. There's no more time for this. Expect resistance, but remember, bring him in alive. Dismissed.
I miss research, and science, and discoveries, and news.
These jumpsuits don't
I
make
miss
much room
what
for
was-
expression. Been a long time since we had a good community gathering around here. This is going to hurt you a lot more than
Finally, I thought you'd never make it. He's locked me out, but I bought some time by disrupting the startup sequence. It's only a matter of minutes before he gets it up and running again, though. I can't believe it's come to this. I hate him. So fucking much! I know. Upstairs. But he should know. He needs to die. My God. Did I really just say that? This is really the only choice he's given me, isn't it? Oh, it's true. Please. He has to die. He can't do this again. Believe me, I know I'm starting to sound like I'm losing it too, but this is the only way. I'll begin unlocking the doors to the top floor. Just make your way there. The area is crawling with Lost. Probably his doing. Be careful. I'll be in touch over the loudspeakers. Please, go. Okay, that'll get you in. Just focus on the Lost while I work on the next grid. Got it. You're almost there. One more to go. Oberlin! God, you almost gave me a heart attack.
What's the status? We're not vomiting up electricity, so that's a promising sign. Wait, we still haven't gotten to him yet? Pick up the pace. We've got to hurry. What do you mean, kill him? Are you crazy? No, we need him alive.
James, it's too risky to keep him alive. He has to die. He has to.
Soldier, you know your orders. Do not let emotion guide you. We need him alive.
It's too late for that! Please, end this for good! It's open! Get in there!
My friend! Schön, dich wiederzusehen. I apologize for pulling the wool over your eyes earlier. I needed a suitable distraction to hold their interest. But I should warn you, any attempt to dissuade me will be made in vain. I recommend turning back while you can. Ha! I hadn't taken you for someone frightened by something like grave danger. Do you not see? My darling standing right here beside me. She walked here with me, followed my every step. Do you not understand what this means? I know the others wouldn't, but surely you do. What would you know of us? How can you begin to comprehend what we are? Months ago, before we ever crossed paths, I stood here with Cassidy, just as we had a decade ago. I ran this machine again, hoping, begging for a solution, and at worst, a release from this solitary life. The results were unexpected, more severe than my first attempt. The storm, you see? The shattering of the land around here? A result of that brave step. This would imply it was a failure. It wasn't. I made great progress in my second attempt. I was able to calm my Cassidy. Suddenly, she responded to my will. She followed my footsteps. She looked me in the eyes again. In that moment of bliss, we fled away back to the atrium. Hand in hand, like school children, we ran while this devilish machine spun on, sowing destruction. I learned something important about the power I hold. I am the gravitational force they need. I am a vessel for this storm. I can move them, save them. For now, perhaps. But that's why we must finish this. For months, I've pushed Hilda and Audrey toward the solution. I knew it was in me, the signal to shepherd them. I just needed them to isolate it, decode it, replicate it. To teach our machine to dance to my song, to forge a true bridge between me and our lost children. But truly, the last missing piece was you, mein Freund. Without your drive, we'd have been stuck. So, before we end this for good, I do want to thank you again for being a catalyst for change. Now, let's finish this, shall we? I have business to attend to. You know nothing. I can see that now. Free will? Violence is the only will your ilk understands. On guard! But you won't be long enough to do so. For love, for family. Do you not see that? Just made the worst decision of your life. Arr! You traitor! It's worth it. I underestimated your strength, it would seem. I suppose this is an unfortunate turn of events for me, isn't it? So that is your solution? To lock me away like some caged animal? So short-sighted. There's another way. You don't have to end this. You can still help me, if only you'd see things my way for a moment. If only you'd see the sparkle in her eyes. There's hope. She is in there. They all are. I can be the bridge. I just need your help this one final time. That pull between us. Every footstep perfectly placed once more. So please, help me. Just walk away. Get clear of this place and allow me to finish my work. I will make it worth your while if you just let me bring them all home again. They will be safe, with family again. This won't just transform them into the vile and chaotic lost you have seen. We will move together again. They'll be in my orbit, at peace. Please, help me. Mein Freund. I have no strength to fight. Do what you will, then. Fool.
Good. He's still breathing. Hurry up and power down that machine. We'll come retrieve him when it's safe.
I trusted you. I fucking trusted you.
Audrey is trying to fix the weather machine? Hasn't that thing caused enough trouble? You've been a greater asset than I could have asked for. I'm in your debt. You did a hell of a good job back there. I knew you'd do the right thing. You've been a good soldier for us. Glad we put our trust in you. Yep, you're one of the good ones, all right. No doubt about it. I'm just glad we're on the same team. Hate to go toe-to-toe with someone like you. Don't. That's exactly how he's manipulated us for years. His mask's off now. He's got no hold over us anymore. I'm sure it feels like he got off easy, but I assure you that's not the case. He's sedated for now, and still recovering from that proper ass-whooping you provided. But once he wakes up, the time for rest is over. The research begins. He's the key to solving the Lost, and we'll see to it that he remains a silent contributor. Couldn't have said it better myself. In the meantime, we'll sort out the mess the sorry SOB left us, so rest easy. But, look, I can't give you a Medal of Honor. Don't have one to give. But I would, if I could. This goes without saying, but you've more than earned my respect. I hope that means something to you. Don't go turning into a stranger, all right? That's an order.
There was action. I wonder how that happened.
I'll have to keep an eye on Audrey. I think the stress of everything is getting to her.
There was a landslide around the mansion. I wonder how that happened.
I'll have to keep an eye on Audrey. I think the stress of everything is getting to her.